children's book festival.
So when I got like the call to come and talk to you guys about this topic, 10 things parents wish their children knew. I was I told my friend, I was like, do I need to write about this? Because I'm being honest now, because everybody's like, oh, before you come to talk to kids or talk to people, you have to like write something down and just make it a little bit intentional, right? But I was like, I'm talking to kids, I'm talking to family, I'm talking to people who are soaked in love, because there's no love without family and there's no family without love, whether you like it or not. And I was like, it's going to be quite it will be quite a thing if I'm talking from like my own personal experience and from everything that I have been through. So I'll tell you for a fact, for free, that I am not from. My dad probably doesn't like me that much. I'll tell you as kids, like it's a fact. My dad doesn't like me that much, but my mom is everything to me. She means the whole world. Like I feel like she's the one person that I can take a bullet for. When you shoot someone, the person can die, right? But that's the extent at which I love my mom, because I feel like she's the one person that has shown me that in life, no matter how bad it is, right? If your family is there, it's the best thing you can ask for. And the things that your parents wish that you knew are the things I feel like my mom wished I knew. So there's a saying there's something my mom always says that it always gets to me. So as God could have it, I know you guys might not be so familiar with the reality TV show Big Brother Nigeria or whatever. But I went on the show. I was schooling in Calabar trying to finish up my law degree, and I went on the show and my life changed, right? So automatically, what that did for me, it puts me in a position to be able to instantly provide for my mom. I'm the last of seven. You get. So it wasn't really coming from a place of, oh, this is something I have to do. It was coming from a place of, this is something I love to do. Because the reaction I get from my mom every time I send her something, there's something she always says. That's what I'm trying to tell you. 10 things, for me, 10 things I feel like parents wish their children knew. My mom will always tell me that her mom will always tell her that the way you're taking care of me now, your children will take care of you. She says it's like it's something that she has seen come to pass. Like it's happening for her. Like she's just like she's living. It's as if she's living a testimony or a prophecy from her own mom. And that's one thing I feel like parents don't actually tell their kids. That love is something that is very unconditional, whether you like it or not. No matter how bad you think you are, as far as you love and you are loved, giving love will not be hard, and that's the fact. Another thing is, if you fail, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you for a fact. If you fail, it doesn't matter. I was never the top of my class. Not even for like once. From JS1 to SS3, they'll be calling first, third, who first position come out, second position come out, third position come out. Nah, I was never the top of my class. But every time I took my report card, I'm sure you guys take your report card, your result sheet and everything, you take it home, right? But every time I take it to my mom will look at this report card and be like, oh yes, at least you passed, oh okay. She will go down to the comment section and then she will read, oh okay, at least you did not fight with anybody in school, it's not like you're a bad student or whatever. So what she always used to do for me is she would concentrate on the things that I loved most. And that's the thing, your parents never forget. Whether you like it or not, they don't forget, because you are all they have. So my mom would literally concentrate on the things that I used to love. So back then, I used to love dance. In fact, today, I'm sure some of you that are here that know me know that I love to dance. I love to dance. I love to skate. I'm an amazing swimmer. So many other talents. And all these things, I couldn't have found them on my own. Do you understand? It was my mom. So these things are like things that she noticed that, okay, fine. In school, you will always be scolded because you are not the smartest. But I can tell you for a fact that on the long run, the things that would actually put you in front of another person are the things that you are passionate and the things that you like. And if your parents are able to find that for you, you are good. And if they can't find it for you, you find it for yourself. That's another thing. Another thing that people tend to forget, or me, I would say me per se as a child, I always tend to forget, is whenever my parents would scold me, I would always, my mom rather, I would always, why is she talking to me like that? But because of the fact that I was from a home where my dad was on this side and my mom was on this side, I could understand like the two different aspects of scolding. The way my dad would scold me would be different from the way my mom would scold me. But then that doesn't matter because the two of them, the reason why they will always scold you is because they love you, not for any other reason. They have lived, give or take, times about 30 years before you were born. There are so many things that they must have seen. And like I said before, love is the foundation for everything. And as far as they love you, whatever they are telling you is not to spite you, it's not to make you feel bad at a particular time, but it's to let you understand that, look, it's possible that they must have seen a similar thing like this happen, either to their friend, to the child of their friend growing up or something. So they are telling you all of these things because of love. They are telling you all of these things out of a place of love because they understand that, look, you might actually be doing the wrong thing. And if they don't correct you at that point, you might just end up thinking that that wrong thing is actually the right thing to do. Do you understand? You get what I'm trying to say, bah? So it's not even a matter of, it's never really a matter of how they try to correct you again. That's never really the case. And another thing that parents try to, sorry, let me just get this from my phone. Another thing that you should also understand is this too shall pass. So when something bad happens to you and you go, let me say you get bullied in school and you go and meet your parents and you're like, oh, see what happened. And you feel like you want them to do something in particular at that time as a child, because I understand that I was eager for some certain actions as a child, because something will happen to me, I will go and tell my mom, mommy, see what happened, or see what happened to me, see what this person did. I will expect my mom to stand up instantly and want to take an action, but then she will just say, oh, don't worry, just forget about it, don't worry, it's fine, let's just leave it, let's just let it go. Most times that anger that you feel inside of you is probably because you are thinking of the fact that you want to actually do something in return to like pay that person back. But your mom is actually, or your parents will actually be teaching you that, look, in life it's never really to get vengeance. It's never really to actually do something because someone did that thing to you. Most times they will just say, okay, forget about it, because they want you to just understand that, okay, sometimes you actually have to take it in and then just let it go. And that's a fact. That's a fact. And then another thing is, sorry, 1 second. Another thing is, whether you like it or not, right? You are the best things of your parents. You are formed out of love and so many other things. You are the best thing to your parents. You are their blood, you are their seed, you are their future. A child is like, I always used to tell my friend, I'll tell my friend that a child is like an investment that you don't get paid for back. Whether you like it or not. You have to invest. So the fact that you are sitting here now, the fact that you are wearing this uniform, the fact that your hair is low, you cut your hair, you are looking like a fresh fine boy, you are looking like a fresh fine girl, the fact that you have shoes, you go home, you have food, it's all because of love. It's all because of that responsibility that they owe to you. So like it or not, you are their future, because like my mom will always say, in old age, at the end of the day, they would want to reap everything that they have put into you. They would want to reap everything that they have put into you. That's just the truth. And then another thing that you have to understand is, parents know that everything children see, they remember. Everything children see, they remember. I broke my hand when I was about 6, 7 years old. I was climbing a tank. I remember that day like it was yesterday. It was a Sunday afternoon, and then we came back from church, and I just snuck. We had like this protector in my house in Warri then. I snuck right in between, and then I went to play with my friends. I fell from the tank and I broke my left arm. I can tell you for a fact that it's the worst feeling I've felt in the world. Until today, my left hand is still not straight. Can you see? You see this right hand? You see the difference? Can you see? You can see the difference, right? Now, I can tell you for a fact that this simple experience of mine could have not happened if I listened to my mother. Do I regret it today? Not like, it doesn't stop me from doing anything, you get me? But I can tell you for a fact that this permanent authentication of my body, right? It could have been avoided if I just listened to my mom. When they say parents, children remember everything, I was just about 7 years old, but I remember very well coming back from church that day, and my mom told me, take off your shirt, take off your pants, get into the bathroom, shower, eat, and rest. She did not even say sleep, she just said rest. But then, because my blood is too hot as a child, I don't know if I had too much sugar on that day, but that's all I'm just trying to say. Like, sometimes when your parents speak, it's not because they are speaking out of a place where they're trying to make you uncomfortable. They're speaking out of a place of protection. They're speaking out of a place of love. They're speaking out of a place of guiding and investment. Bill Gates is the richest man in the world. One of the rich. Who said no? Correct guy. Who's the richest man in the world? Thank you, my guy. I was going to say one of the richest before you corrected me, but thank you very much. He's one of the richest men in the world, and one of his babies, like one of his structures that gives him so much money, is Microsoft. He treats it with so much passion, and it has probably been one of the things that he has been catering for longest in his life. That's how kids are to parents, whether you like it or not. That's how they are. That's how we all are to our parents. They love us unconditionally. They love us the way God loves us. Do you understand? So never really take anything for granted. Never really take what your mom might be saying, oh, don't do this, you might just want to try. Never really take it for granted, because at the end of the day, it always builds up, it always adds up to something substantial in life. It always does. So let me just give you these last points before I go, because I know that you guys are already so tired and it has been a very, very long day. I feel like another thing that parents always want us to know is the door is always open. That's another thing. So I will speak on this because I had like a personal experience while I was little. Like I said, it's mostly things that happened to me I'm coming here to just say. So, you know, as a child, there are some things that happen to you, and then you are so tempted, you don't want to tell your parents. You feel like, you're probably too shy, or let me say your dad will not want to hear that kind of thing. I will tell you for a fact, for free, whatever it is, it's either your parents must have seen it in themselves, or they must have seen it in a friend. Don't ever think that it is something new that you cannot take to your parents. That's not true. Whatever it is, it could be something very insensitive, it could be something very passionate, it could be whatever, it could be a bad or a good thing. But the thing is, always remember that your parents' doors are always open. In fact, that's the widest door. There's no other person you should talk to about anything apart from your parents, because like it or not, your parents have your best interest at heart. So the door is always open. Never feel like, oh, you don't want to tell your parents this because you feel like, oh, they might not want to hear what you want to say. That's not true. They always want to hear what you want to say, like it or not. Every single time, they always want to hear what you want to say. Every single time. So don't ever think that your door is not open. And then your parents always want you to be kind. Guys, I feel like that's the last thing I should say. Your parents will always want you to be kind. In this world, it's almost like there's no kindness anymore. Everybody wants to get a reward for being moral. Everybody wants to get a reward for being a good person, for being a kind person. My mom is a person that I know her heart stretches so much. So much. My mom is the kind of person that if you have a problem, she will put it on her head and she will carry it. That's how kind she is. She's like the kindest person I know. And I can tell you for a fact that there are so many times that because of the kind of person that she is, people are always very prone to helping her out. Always. And it's the same thing for you. Your parents they'll feel comfortable knowing that you're a kind person outside, knowing that the way you relate with your friends is something that they can talk about at home during the family dinner. They will say, oh, do you know that this my son, oh, his friend had this thing, but he helped him. Trust me, it never takes away too much from you to be a kind person. Never. And then lastly, I feel like one more thing parents wish their children should know is that love will take you as far as you want to go. Love will take you as far as you want to go, whether you like it or not. It's not every time you have to act like you want to repay bad with bad. No. Sometimes just be the person that loves no matter what. Your parents are always proud of you. That's the last thing. Always. In your failure, your wins, your rise, or your fall. Your parents are always proud of you. That's one thing you should know. So never actually feel like there's a point where you have to get to, and then it's almost like your parents are not impressed with one thing you are doing or the other. Nah. Your parents are always proud of you. Every single time. No matter what. So even if the smallest growth that they see, they are proud of it. The biggest one, they are proud of it. So please, 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 please. I know I don't want to, I already said I don't want to stay here for too long because I know some of you are already sleeping and you want to go and join the fun. But I hope that with this very little and few points that I've been able to drop here today, that you guys will understand that, look, life is a long journey, and the fundamental structure that you need is the support, the love, and the advice of your parents. So just take that with you, put it in your pockets, put it somewhere in your head, and reminisce on it. Think about it, and move forward with it. Thank you very much.
It's the Akada Children's